Welcome back, survivalists. We all know how important having clean drinking water is in a survival situation. They say you can only go 3 days without drinking any water, but sometimes it's actually best to go without drinking water rather than drinking dirty, contaminated water. That's why having a portable and reliable water filtration system is so important. Well, what do you get? Do you get the automatic water filtration system or the manual water filtration system? That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go over the pros and cons of each and what situations and scenarios one might be more advantageous than the other. Stay tuned. Hey, real quick, this video is sponsored by Survivor Filter, and they're kind enough to send me over their manual water filtration system, the Survivor Filter Pro, and their automatic electronic water filtration system, the Survivor Filter Pro X, and I'm going to be using these two filters for demonstration in today's video. So the CDC says that the best way to remove bacteria and parasites from water is to bring it to a boil for 1 minute. But that is not always the most convenient way to purify water, and we don't always have time to set up a campsite and build a fire. And even when you boil it for 1 minute, the water almost always still tastes like crap. And that's why having a reliable and convenient water filtration system is so important. So first, let's take a look at the Survivor Filter Pro X. This is their automatic electronic water filtration system. So one thing I really love about this filter is it actually has 3 different ways of powering it. So 1, it can take AA batteries right back here. 2, you have a mini USB jack here, so you can connect this to a solar charger or a portable battery pack. And 3, with the same USB charger here, you can plug this right into an electronic outlet. So you can use this at your own home as well. So this filter also has a 3-layer filtration system. So this filter can purify 17 ounces of water every minute. So that works out to 1 gallon of water every 7.5 minutes. With just the 2 AA batteries in the filter alone, you can filter for 6 hours, which will give you about 95 gallons of filtered water. And I think this filter really shines when you need to filter a large amount of water for an entire camp or an entire family. So who is this filter not for? Well, I'd say if you're going on a week-long camping trip, this may not be the best option. Like, it absolutely could work the entire time, provide you all the water that you need. However, being electronic, there's always that margin for error and something could go wrong. So relying on this as your only and sole source of clean drinking water, I would just be a little cautious of that. So you absolutely could use this on a week-long camping trip. Just make sure you have some sort of secondary or tertiary source for purifying and cleaning water, just in case. I'd also say an electronic filter like this is not always necessary just for one person for a short day. So if you only need to filter 1 or 2 little bottles of water for the entire day, this may be a bit of overkill. I think a filter like this really shines when you need to purify a large amount of water. So next, let's take a look at the manual water filter here. So this is the Survivor Filter Pro, and it's identical to the Survivor Filter Pro X in almost every way. It has the same filtration system, the same hoses, the same body. The only real difference to this one, it has a manual pump here. So you'd have to manually pump the water to get it filtered. So there is a lot of overlap on where these 2 filters would be ideal, but there are some distinctions. So remember before how I said that you can filter 1 gallon of water in 7.5 minutes. So that is where this is not really the most advantageous. Can you just imagine sitting there for 7.5 minutes just pumping this straight? So as you know, in a survival situation, conservation of energy is pretty important. And if you need to sit there and pump this nonstop for 7.5 minutes to get 1 gallon of water, that is exerting quite a bit of energy. And if you are trying to provide a lot of clean water to an entire camp or more than one person, or you just need more than 1 gallon of water a day, that's going to be a lot of pumping that you need to be doing to filter that water. But there are some situations where that's just not as big of a factor. If you're going on a simple day hike and you just want a tool to bring along with you to get some clean water once you actually get to your destination, this would be perfectly fine. If you only need 1, 2, or 3 bottles of water the entire day, pumping this thing for a few minutes is not a big deal. So again, if you're going fishing, hiking, camping for a day, something like this is pretty good. If you want to use this in your emergency vehicle kit, or your emergency kit in your boat, or even your emergency kit in your own home, this is definitely an excellent option. If you guys want to see my video where I break down what is included in both of these filter kits and set them up and show how to use them, click the video right over here. And if you guys want to find out more about these filters, I'll have links down to the manufacturer's webpage down in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.